home mortgage application slip in September. Declined 5% in September from the month prior. They rose 2% on an annual basis. Look, everything that's newsworthy is designed to catch your eyeball so you can read into it. Don't read just the headlines. Understand what's going on. The market is slowing down. It has been slowing down over the last year and a half, 2 years, because interest rates are historically high. They're coming down right now. We'll talk about that on Thursday. But at the same time, be aware that nothing crazy is happening yet. But our growth, our population growth will demand that this market turns at some time. We're not going to slow down as far as population growth is concerned, which is why our home values aren't plummeting. More people have equity and more people have those crazy 2.5% loans. So we're not going to see a huge drop in value. If a seller doesn't get their price, they're not going to sell, period. I just took a listing and they're moving out of state. And if they don't get their price, they're just going to hold still until it happens. They have no need to sell their house if they can't get the price. That's just part of life. So there you go. This link, as well as all the other links, are in my blog. If not, you can probably find them in the descriptions down below. An effective home listing can get your home sold. Now, what is an effective home sale? You're setting up the expectations, having those conversations with your real estate agent, and listening to them. An agent has the experience. And if they don't have the experience, maybe you should not work with somebody like that. Somebody with 20 years of experience, understands the market, lives and breathes the market, talks about the market every day. If I don't know the market, then what am I doing in this business? That's what you hired me for, right? When I do descriptions, understand that I market your home on the description part to make it look like a vignette. I kind of describe everything that's great about your house. I don't talk about the negative things. So anything that's possibly a negative could hurt your sale. So I keep those out, but I also create this description of imagine them living in your house. That's important. I'm about to close one house on New River Drive, and it had a bonus room. It was a sunroom. Didn't really talk about it because I didn't think it was an advantage. And it had a quarter bathroom, just had a toilet, didn't even have a sink, had a quarter bathroom in it because they used to have a pool, and instead of running into the bathroom and bringing in water all over the place, they just went into the sunroom and went to the bathroom there. So those things I just don't bother putting into it. But I did mention solar, I did mention a big backyard, I mentioned the gate that you can use to put your boat or RV in. It kind of helps out with that kind of stuff. So it helps to create that visualization of living in that house. And the area is important. This house was next to Santa Teresa Golf Course. I thought that was important, so I added that. During the summer, Thursdays, every Thursday during the summer, they have a rock band or a band come and play, and people come up and dance and drink and have a good time. So it's all about being creative and understanding what positive traits can bring to the house and how you can market that. Yeah, obviously an effective headline. That's called a hook in video. And that's what we do, is we always want to make sure we have a decent hook to catch your attention, just like the news articles that I read every day. It's all about catching your attention. And yeah, I always send my copy or what I've written to the sellers so they can at least see what I'm writing and have them take a look at and make any changes or catch any typos that I might have, because why not have them involved, have you involved in helping to sell your home. Home inspection checklist. If you haven't downloaded it yet, this is a great honey to-do list. This is Los Gatos House of the Week. Oak Meadow Drive, $5 million, 4-bedroom, 4.5 baths, 4,000 square feet, and built in 1890. This thing is, wow, crazy old, 135 years old, but it's also walking distance to University and over a 1/4 acre of land that you get to enjoy. And it's been on market for 25 days. Let's take a quick look inside. I want to say it's colonial, a colonial look. Nice, quaint. And the decor matches that style. Like even the kitchen, you can see the kitchen has more of a colonial look. Even though they have tile counters, it still has that look and feel, yet it's modern. Wow, that is busy. That dining room ceiling is just screaming busy. I don't think I could ever look at my food if I was eating there. I guess this is a movie theater. Yeah, it's a movie theater. So I'm not a big fan of wallpaper. All right. See how even with the pictures, they tell a story about how living in Los Gatos, you have the Los Gatos Creek Trail, which I walked a couple weeks ago. It's really nice. Walked up to the dam and back. You have downtown Los Gatos. They have music in the park, that kind of stuff. So Los Gatos High School there, really nice. And let's see, price reduction of the week is Cabral Avenue 95123. This is Blossom Valley, right down where I live. 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,400 square feet, 1972. On market 41 days, and it's reduced $25,000. It's a great way to get yourself back on top of a list, but I'm pretty sure it's not going to do anything to get your house sold. With pricing coming down, it's important to understand what people are looking for. And again, if the seller's not willing to go down, that's where you're stuck at. You don't really have a discussion, because if you're not bringing in traffic, it's because of price. I sold a house with this model before. We did a little bit of work to it. This house still needs a little bit of work. Like, this should have been a full, there are 2 different types of crown molding here, and that's an eyesore. Feels like it's a laminate flooring. Oh, now it's vacant. There you go. All right. Look at that. So it's vacant. We should go take a look. If you're interested in taking a look, maybe we can put a lowball offer and see what happens. This is the highest sold price. Let me get to this real quick. I'm going to bring these up so you can look. The highest sold price was Ruth Lee Court in Los Altos. 5-bedroom, 4.5-bath, 5,000 square feet. It took 12 days to sell because they sold it. They priced it correctly. They priced it to sell. Did it get all the traffic that it needed? Absolutely. 12 days is a perfect amount. It was listed at a perfect price to attract the right buyer and get it sold quickly. Let's go back to the lowest, which is South King. Original list price. And this you might think is the lowest list price to sales price, but it wasn't. This originally listed at $1,099,000 and it sold for $730,000. That's 30% lower. 28 days to sell. And I don't think this is a great house. Just looks, you take your iPhone pictures. Yeah, well, this was a rental, right? This was a rental. This is an empty husk of a house, and it's something that you can do to update it if that's something you want to do. And then let's see. This is the highest list price to sales price. This sold for 30% over. Original list, I'm sorry, this is the lowest. This went for 30% lower. The original list price was 6.9 and it sold for 3.6. Took a year to sell, but it sold for $3 million in Los Altos. And then let's see, one last one. So we're roughly at 25% of the houses that have been listed have seen what might seem scary, but it's